Welcome back to our channel, Maggie's Cottage DIY. I hope you've enjoyed some of our videos about the renovation of Maggie's Cottage and our DIY projects. Please subscribe to our channel to see more. When we're not spending time at Maggie's Cottage, we have another home that we spend time with. You could kind of call it our urban cottage, I guess. And what I'd like to do today is to share some pictures, kind of like a little home tour of this home, and also give you some ideas for how to decorate for autumn with thrift store finds. I use a lot of thrift store finds in our homes to decorate with. It saves a lot of money, plus it's fun and creative way to decorate. So this is our living room in our other home, and some of the items in here are from thrift stores, including the coffee table, which is an old vintage chest that was blue originally. I painted it up and put some little stenciling on it. But I want to talk about the decorations on top of the chest. These are all things from a thrift store, except for the real pumpkins, of course. You see there's some little artificial pumpkins, which I love to find at thrift stores, and some old books. Old books are amazing to use in decorating, and I used all green ones on this table, but you can find them in all different colors. And then these little brass ducks, aren't those the cutest things? They are just amazing, and they can be used in so many different vignettes. And then of course the candlesticks. Aren't these the cutest little candlesticks? And I love that the way that this turned out on this little table. So here's another little side table in the living room, and it's got some vintage store finds on it, including the greenery. There's a little wreath under the pumpkins, and then the greenery in the pickle jar, which was from a thrift store. This is another little table, and this table was from a thrift store as well, and I fixed it up, refinished it a little bit. So on here I've got some more vintage silver with some artificial pumpkins, some artificial flowers, some of the little twig balls, and the artificial pumpkin, all from a thrift store. And this pumpkin I painted white. This little chair next to it is also from a thrift store. It didn't look like that when I found it, but I refinished it. Now moving on to the dining room area of our home here. This is our little china cabinet, which didn't look like this originally either. I painted this one up. I love to paint furniture. So in here are some vintage dishes that are amazing. They're white and gray, and they have magnolia flowers on them. And I found these, of course, at the thrift store. So I love to decorate with these dishes, and I've got some more silver in here with some real and some artificial pumpkins. The artificial pumpkins usually were orange when I find them at a thrift store, but I paint them the color that I want. And of course the florals. And then on top of the cabinet, this old suitcase, which is from a thrift store as well. The bird cage with an artificial pumpkin and some of the florals and greenery from the thrift store as well. So moving on to the fireplace in our dining room, all of these items on this are from a thrift store. I love this tall autumn grass that I found. It looks so nice on the mantelpiece of this. And then you've got the artificial pumpkins, which were probably all orange, which I painted white. The florals, some amazing florals that I found that just work so well for autumn. And I also am using vintage silver on this as well to display the pumpkins. And then this wreath. This is indeed from a thrift store. It's a wooden wreath, and I love it. I love the muted orange and green colors for autumn. It just looks amazing on my fireplace. And then down below I have some candlesticks from the thrift store, of course. And one of them I've painted up, as you can see, and then I've just put some real pumpkins on these to put at the base of my faux fireplace mantle, which I think looks amazing. So our big farmhouse table that we have in this house, here's it decorated up with some thrift store finds for autumn. The big pumpkin in the middle is sitting on a vintage silver plate surrounded by greenery that I got at the thrift store. You see these little balls, all of these are from the thrift store. Some of them I paint up white or different colors. Okay, the best part of this table is the dishes. These are vintage Johnson Brothers Thanksgiving dishes, which I did get at the thrift store, a whole big set. They are beautiful and amazing, And also the chargers, the wooden chargers, came from the thrift store as well. And the candles. Here we have some more candles that I found and painted up white, distressed a little bit, and all the greenery. This is into our family room and kitchen area. And you can see I have some more of the Johnson Brothers dishes displayed in a plate rack from the thrift store. Don't you love this goose? I found this and I was like so excited. It's very large and I love it for autumn and for Christmas time. And look at the flowers in this. Those were also from the thrift store, of course. Candlesticks here, kept those dark. And you look at those dishes, aren't they just amazing? The florals, of course, are also from the thrift store. There's the big platter that came with the set. I love it. And I have some other items on here that I had gotten from a thrift store, including the typewriter. I love these florals that I found, the muted colors that they were, a little twig pumpkin, and then in the back you can see there's a jar there with some autumn potpourri in. I found a couple of those and they're amazing. Of course that black shelf was not black originally, I think it was red. And then in here I have some little birds that I've found that I've added, some little quail ducks, or not ducks, quail eggs. Now into the kitchen. This is my little farmhouse shelving that I filled with treasures. Some of these are from the thrift store. Not everything is, but the little kitchen items are, the little vintage kitchen items are, including the rolling pins, the glass bottles, the little sifter, all the greenery balls, the artificial pumpkins. Look at this little strainer. I love it, from a thrift store. The greenery here as well. These little greeneries I can use for Christmas as well. And I love to find these little balls. You don't know what you're going to find there. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video on decorating your home with thrift store finds. I'll probably do another video because I love to decorate with thrift store finds. I hope you've enjoyed this, and please watch our other videos and like and subscribe to our channel. I think you'll enjoy our other videos as well. Thank you for watching.